slice this for me, my friend?
I sure will.
You definitely want to dive into
You
something.
wanted it.
And when we're talking about being impressive and something that's unusual and something that's unexpected, this is all of those things. But the heritage here, we're talking 150-year-old recipe, 5th generation family. It's Butter Maid Bakery. They're called Kolachis. And this is the Kolachi favorites selection. So you're actually going to receive four different flavors, 12-ounce Kolachi favorites. And if you actually are looking right here, this of course is going to be the poppy seed. Then we have the beautiful walnut going down front. How about raspberry jam? And then rounding out the foursome, lemon cream. It's M63118. Each one of these is 12 ounces. I want you to know that if you set all four out, you would have a dessert serving for 40 people. For 40 people. Yep. M63118 is your item number. Marie-Louise Ludwig is here with me.
Hi.
First of all, we have to start with Butter Maid. And then I was like, what's a kolache?
You know what?
Okay, and why are you're like that picture, that painting of the woman and the guy with the fork, except for you've got a rolling pin and butter.
We're going to my home state of Ohio.
Okay.
It's all about this, hence the Butter Maid, and this. This is a wooden rolling pin. This is a 5th generation family who is keeping up a 150-year-old tradition by still using these. All of these traditional nut rolls that so many of us knew and loved growing up, that our mothers made and our grandmothers made, our aunts and our great-grandmothers made, they're still making them today by hand. The fresh, pillowy yeast dough, rolling it out, letting it rise, lining up all the bakers, having them fill with the freshest ingredients, and 4 really great popular flavors to choose from.
Okay, so Marie-Louise brings us great, like decadent, wonderful desserts for our home. This is one of the best.
This is one of the best.
I think you probably have to start with the dough and like what the intention is, because this is unlike something else that you might know. Like, first of all, look at all the spirals and look at all the layers. What are we looking at?
Look at, this is a yeast dough, a homemade yeast dough. No automation done here. This has to rise and be knocked down and rise again and rolled out. And look at the individual layers. It is filled. This one happens to be raspberry jam. This is a burst of summer right here. Everybody loves the raspberry. You can just see by looking at it, it's nice and tender and melty.
Look how pretty that is.
And then next
each
to
one
it,
is going to arrive frozen. Is that right?
No, they are going to arrive to you fresh.
Oh, I love it.
Fresh in the boxes. They're in freezer bags. They'll keep in your freezer for a year. This one happens to be the lemon cream. Now look at this on the inside here. This is not the lemon that you'd expect coming out of a bakery, but this is a family-run bakery, a homemade bakery that takes the fresh lemon, so you've got that bright lemon all the way through. I can barely
pull this apart.
So
what is the lemon in there?
The lemon is lemon.
Well, you're so funny.
It's very bright.
Bright and has that little bit of tangy.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've got it on $13.25 with the Easy Pay, but of course I have to whip out my Q card because that means you could bump this up to $5 if you wanted to. Again, when we're talking about the joy of recognition and nostalgia, we started with those lovely Georgia pecans. We've gone to heritage with the Berkshire pork, and now we go to this beautiful 150-year-old recipe from a family that's bringing their recipe to your table.
Look at this. It is soft. Look at the layers all the way through. The love that goes into this. Hands on. Everything is made in small batches. No automation here. Pure cane sugar, farm fresh eggs, butter, everything you'd expect. The walnuts in here, fresh from California, English walnuts because they taste the best. They grind them fresh before they put them in here.
And now poppy seed seems like counterintuitive to me because you've got the lovely sweet of the lemons and the raspberry and even the walnut, right? But poppy seed.
Look at this. Poppy seed is what everybody remembers their grandmothers and their aunts and their great-grandmothers making. On the inside, the poppy seeds get ground up. You've got that really nice, intense, dark flavor of the poppy seeds in here with the sweetness of the dough. Look at the pillow softness. These are really, really stuffed.
And what kind of dough is this? So is there something special in the making of the dough or in the making of the rolling? Can you talk to us about that?
It's a sweet yeast dough. Everything is made in small batches by hand. So the doughs get mixed up and then they have to rise because they're a yeast dough. Then you need to punch them down and let them rise again. And then they're rolled out by hand. When I pulled out the rolling pin, who does this anymore? Who does this? This is a family tradition going on today in Youngstown, Ohio. No automation. They remember, they love, and they respect the recipes of 5 generations. They want everybody to be able to get these delicious kolache, get them home and say, you know what? It's exactly the way we remember, and share with family members who perhaps have never tried these
And you know
before.
what a nice thing to share. I wanted to remind you of our offer because you're actually receiving all 4 of these flavors. So it's not a choice of all 4 of them coming home to you. That traditional poppy seed, maybe it is the one that you remember that your grandma made and that's the memory of home. Then there's the beautiful walnut as well as the raspberry and the lemon. So you're looking at 3 easy payments for the first time of $13.25, free shipping and handling. This is another perfect bill to ship to. We actually don't have any auto delivery on this. We do have some tasters. It's M63118 because of course we want to talk about, you know, the flavor with some folks who maybe just might be trying the kolache. What do you think?
So good.
Oh my God, I've loved the raspberries, my ultimate favorite.
Mine's
And
almost
then
gone.
Lemon. I know we're sitting here trying to not eat it all, but I'm like,
I need a piece. I haven't tried the lemon yet. I need to try the lemon, but the raspberry is
sweet.
amazing.
I love it. So Lisa Brady is right here. And what is your favorite? Your favorite is?
well, raspberry's my
Raspberry
favorite
so
in
far?
everything, but the lemon is really good too. So in between the raspberry.
Raspberry number 1, lemon coming in as a close second. And Melissa Fleming Epps,
the
you
raspberry.
The raspberry.
It's
Okay,
like
but,
gone. I'm gonna lick my plate.
but that's wonderful, right?
so
Look at our
good.
fingers.
Is it you at
All of
home?
them.
Thanks, you guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can
Very
actually
delicious.
have your very own tasting, you know, kind of table if you want to. And how many will each one of these serve, Marie
10,
Louise?
about 10 servings, so,
So we're
40
looking at
altogether.
40 individual dessert servings you have for folks who are coming in. It's getting very limited. I don't have that many to go around. Please don't wait. How are they traditionally served? I love that you just put some powdered sugar on top of the walnut.
Just like this.
That.
With coffee or tea. This is a pastry.
Okay.
This is really, the way this is cut and served, this is a memory on a plate. I have to tell you, you're from this area. People line up at the churches here when they put the nut roll signs out. Why? Because the baking
see
tradition is going away.
I'm sorry,
And
I
they're
wanted to
still
see
doing it.
that.
What do you want?
I wanted to see this tower, and I
beautiful.
only have a few remaining left, actually. A lot of you are buying more than one set. We've got 400 orders spoken for already, and I just liked the tier. I liked how this was done. So if you happen to be hosting a brunch for the family or for folks who are coming in from out of town, and maybe spontaneously. So these are going to arrive fresh, you said, not frozen.
Not frozen. They're going to arrive to you fresh. You could pop them in the freezer. They're in great freezer bags. This is a piece of tradition that we are so proud to bring. So few places nowadays are still making things by hand.
By hand.
By
Yeah.
hand.
Thanks,
All
Marie
of them made
Louise.
by hand.
By
They taste
hand.
it.
Just like your mama or your nana or your grandma. M63118.
butter.
It's called a kolache. I love the tradition of it. This is a 150-year-old recipe, 5th generation family making these by hand with the old-fashioned rolling pins. M63118 is your item number. And now I do want to let